Little Lord Fauntleroy by Frances Hodgson Burnett. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Little Lord Fauntleroy by Frances Hodgson Burnett. Narrator read by Abigail Rasmussen.
Little Lord Fauntleroy read by Stephen Rasmussen.
The Earl of Dorincourt read by John Trevethick.
Mother, read by Lydia Rasmussen.
Mrs. Dibble, read by Beth Thomas.
Mr. Hobbs, read by Sven L. Rafferty.
Miss Vivian Herbert, read by Jule Niedermeyer.
Friend of Cedric, read by Vanessa Cooley.
Another Friend of Cedric, read by Mercy Jane Rafferty.
Starter, A Friend of Cedric, read by Rachel.
Mr. Havisham, read by Robert Harder.
Dick Tipton, by Zachariah Rasmussen. Thomas the Tall Footman, read by Jacob Rasmussen.
Mary, by Dina May.
Bridget, read by Savannah Allday. Dawson, read by Savannah Allday.
Mrs. Mellon, read by Kara Schallenberg.
Wilkins, the Groom, read by Todd.
Lady Lorridale, read by Rachel.
Sir Harry, read by Elizabeth Klatt. Clerk, read by Elizabeth Klatt.
Ben, read by Arnaldo Machado.
Mr. Mordaunt, Minister, read by Todd. Sir Thomas Ashe, read by Todd.
Mr. Harrison, read by Granary Bryan. A Young Gentleman, read by Granary Bryan.
Mr. Higgins, read by Arnaldo Machado.
Workman, read by Arnaldo Machado.
A Looker On, read by Rachel.
A Looker On, read by Todd.
A Looker On, read by Granary Bryan.
A Looker On, read by Savannah Allday.
Chapter 1. A Great Surprise. Cedric himself knew nothing whatever about it. It had never been even mentioned to him. He knew that his papa had been an Englishman, because his mamma had told him so. But then his papa had died when he was so little a boy that he could not remember very much about him, except that he was big and had blue eyes and a long mustache, and that it was a splendid thing to be carried around the room on his shoulder. Since his papa's death, Cedric had found out that it was best not to talk to his mamma about him. When his father was ill, Cedric had been sent away, and when he had returned, everything was over, and his mother, who had been very ill too, was only just beginning to sit in her chair by the window. She was pale and thin, and all the dimples had gone from her pretty face, and her eyes looked large and mournful, and she was dressed in black.
"Dearest,"
said Cedric. His papa had called her that always, and so the little boy had learned to say it.
"Dearest, is my papa better?"
He felt her arms tremble, and so he turned his curly head and looked in her face. There was something in it that made him feel that he was going to cry.
"Dearest,"
he said,
"is he well?"
Then suddenly his loving little heart told him he'd better put both his arms around her neck and kiss her again and again, and keep his soft cheek close to hers. And he did so, and she laid her face on his shoulder and cried bitterly, holding him as if she could never let him go again.
"Yes, he is well," she sobbed. "He is quite well, but we have no one left but each other, no one at all."
Then, little as he was, he understood that his big, handsome young papa would not come back any more, that he was dead, as he had heard of other people being, although he could not comprehend exactly what strange thing had brought all this sadness about. It was because his mamma always cried when he spoke of his papa that he secretly made up his mind it was better not to speak of him very often to her, and he found out, too, that it was better not to let her sit still and look into the fire or out of the window without moving or talking. He and his mamma knew very few people, and lived what might have been thought very lonely lives, although Cedric did not know it was lonely until he grew older and heard why it was they had no visitors. Then he was told that his mamma was an orphan, and quite alone in the world when his papa had married her. She was very pretty, and had been living as companion to a rich old lady who was not kind to her, and one day Captain Cedric Earle, who was calling
Sample complete. Ready to continue?